Our friends at Hunkydory are well known for having foiled and die-cut card kits, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
But this time we have a lot of shaped and specialty cards.
Ah, what that might be.
Oh, like
frames,
birdhouses, what else?
Cakes and chests. So,
Yeah.
Plus lots of die cuts. Does that sound interesting? Come play with us. Okay, this is indeed one of Hunkydory's luxury card kits. Just look at how thick this puppy
Look at that.
is.
And this makes at least 32 cards, and it has like 563 die cuts.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you can't fail with that.
Now, we're a little puzzled about the name. Faberdashery, we can say it. Now, haberdashery in England and in Australia is sewing notions. So it's going to be pins and needles, crochet, fabric.
Fabrics, right.
Faberdashery, we're not sure, but I think it's charming.
I think it's fabulous haberdashery.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I think.
Well, you do get this inspiration sheet that's included, and then on the back of it, there are going to be instructions for these are the uniquely shaped cards, or some of them.
They're so cute.
And then they are absolutely charming. And then this is the patchwork frame, and that's a 3D. And then the chest, and I've never seen anything like that. So
it's a card and things come in and out of it, so very fun.
So to look at what's in the kit, now this is to make the frame, the patchwork frame. So there are 4 of these. They're all die cut.
They have that great silver detailing, that silver foil on there.
So you can see all of those. So you
I love the different colors, really kind of a pastel-y color.
And then you have some extra bits and pieces that you can foam tape on top to make three-dimensional.
So paper toll pieces, just beautiful.
Now this is going to be the chest, believe it or not. There you go. And we have 4 of those.
We have 4 different colors of those wooden chests, and with that great foil detailing.
And then you've got these
Those are the card
pieces.
bases for those same.
And then these are, again, the bits and pieces that are going to make it absolutely
all of the
wonderful.
little notions that go in your little chest.
And then some extra art. Then that cake, or those cakes, are going to be done with this.
And those are the shaped cards. Now we're into the shaped cards. So it takes 2 pieces. This is the front, each one of these. That's the back of the card, and that's the front of the card. So it's just beautiful. You stand that up, and you've got a front and back on there.
There's the birdhouse. There is the teapot.
And then there are extra pieces for stacking on top of there. You can get a nice paper toll effect.
And then you get all sorts of more sheets that have the die-cut pieces to make, you can make easel cards, you can make regular cards.
You can make scrapbook pages.
Absolutely.
There are lots of borders, lots of different sentiments. There are also always lots of different things. This is kind of an interesting page. It's a card topper. We didn't use this, but this is called a bunting set. So you can put these together and make like a nice banner. And those are already scored. They're ready to fold over the top of
in fact,
twine.
in the artwork there gives you an idea.
So those are kind of fun.
And you've got more. We're not done, folks. Then you have, what is it?
The adorable scoreable.
Right. So there are 10 that have the foiling. And I really appreciate that the artwork is mirroring what you're getting in the die-cut pieces.
Right, the same color patterns, the same artwork.
See the foil. There it is.
There the little Swiss dots in silver.
And all over, like I said, there are 10 of each. Now, I like to cut these apart and use them either inside my card or on the front. You can certainly make a supersized card and score it in half and use it.
But then you can cut them in pieces. You can make tiny little gift cards out of little pieces if you want.
Right. And then, isn't that pretty?
I love that paisley.
I do too.
It's great.
So we're almost done. Yeah, I guess now we're done with the foiled.
Then you get into the printed card stock.
Yeah, so you get 10 more of that. And this is the adorable scoreable. So this is the heavyweight 350 GSM weight. And this just goes, it just doesn't.
It just,
And
it always, you just have to bear with us as we look at all this beautiful artwork.
Well, I want you to see it.
I love that one.
And then there are envelopes, 8 envelopes, and 4 boxes.
And those are made specifically for the shaped cards and those frames.
Okay, so enough about that.
Okay.
Let's get into the goodies.
Let's do that.
We're going to start with the Birdhouse, right?
Okay.
Okay.
That is our first card. That's a shaped card. So there's a front and a back piece. And
inside.
Isn't that great?
And there's our back. Very cute.
What I like about the shaped cards is that both sides of that front and back piece of the card are patterned. So you've got something on the inside as well when you open it up.
Just like that. And it's all ready for you.
Ready for this is really simple. So I want to show you 2 pieces. This is the teapot. These are the 2 pieces that you punch out. Here's the back, here's the front. And the back piece, only the back piece, is scored. You can see my alter tape on there already. It's scored right there on the left side, ready to fold, so that when you glue the front of the card on there, or tape, I use ultra tape because it's nice and strong, you're going to lay them right on top of each other, and it's only going to be taped on the other side of that score line. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the ultra tape, and I placed it right next to that score line so that it will, when it folds, it'll be stuck right at that point. And then I just line the edges of this up kind of carefully. I want to make sure that the top and the bottom, everything is lined up before I stick it down. Just sort of make sure all the edges are lined up. Now it looks like one piece. But since it's scored on the back right at that point, you can open it up and it folds right there. So that's the only place that it gets taped, is on that side of the score line. And each one of those shaped cards are pretty much just like that.
So that's what we've got with the teapot, and then with the Birdhouse, same idea. I agree with you. I like them being printed on both sides. I think it's fun to see things like this with that little window.
Right, you could put some little dazzle or something right in the center there so you could see that before you open it up. That would be neat.
Speaking of dazzles, we do have some purple border dazzles along the bottom there, because certainly that foil wasn't enough. We really need much more shine.
Bright and shiny. I think some gold jewel dazzles were used on the centers of the flowers too.
Now this is not a real button. This is part of the artwork that Hunkydory has provided.
It's just filled with, that's one of those 563 die cuts. Lots and lots to play with.
So you did the teapot, here's the Birdhouse, here is the birthday cake. Same idea, that you get 2 pieces on the one sheet, pop them out, do your ultra tape.
It's already scored, ready to fold, and you can start decorating with those die cuts up on foam tape and adding some more jewel dazzles.
Right, and there is yet, let's see, is that it, the 4?
No, we didn't do all 4 of them, but that's 2 of them. The other ones are there's the teapot and the sewing machine. So the other one, the sewing machine is actually pretty spectacular. It's a really good sized, and there are envelopes for it too.
Okay, so that's how that works.
So those are the shaped cards with all those tiny little die cuts. Those are just fun to play with and add to.
Pretty colors. Okay, let's go into the patchwork frame.
All right.
And here it is. This is about a little over a 4-inch square.
Right.
And it is 3-dimensional, as you can see.
and it's very simply done.
Okay.
It's very simple to get it that way.
Prove it.
Okay, so here is the base. This is going to be the back of your framed box card, and this is the front. And I don't know if I chose the same images. You can mix and match the images. Here's a bike and here's a birdhouse, but
they don't match. I hate to tell you this.
But it's pink. Anyway, I chose 2 separate things. But you start by popping out this centerpiece. So here is the center that I'm just going to pop out.
Is this one of those deals where you get to use that elsewhere?
You sure do, because you don't need this for this one at all. You can totally take this, and this is actually 2. So there's a frame and a centerpiece. Use that somewhere else. So maybe more than 32 cards. And then this is going to end up sitting over here right on top of this. But first you have to fold these in. They are scored, ready to go. You're going to fold on each one of these. You can see my ultra tape on the back. You're going to fold it twice. So there's one. These are both valley folds. And you're going to do that all the way around. Very easy to do.
And probably if you were at your work area, you'd be using a bone
A
folder
bone
just
folder.
to secure those folds.
I'm always in a hurry when I'm doing it here in front of the camera, so I don't tend to do it. It is a lot easier with a bone folder. So when I fold those in, I do want to make sure that they're all going to sit very much flat when I'm done. I've got these pieces here. I want them to be flat and ready to go so that that frame can just sit down on top of it and I don't have to try to adjust it a lot while I'm doing it. So those are pretty flat.
I'd like to talk to it and say, stay.
Yes, that's where the bone folder comes in handy. It makes it stay right where you want it. And then I'm going to remove the Ultra Tape. I've got it started here from the different, and it's always better if you have fingernails for this sort of thing. I don't generally have much in the way of fingernails.
Another tip is if you find this just hard to pull up that adhesive, is actually to take, like your scissors or something, and press harder on it. For some reason that helps lift it. Right,
to get it really, get it to attach to what you have it sitting on. Okay, so that is ready. I'm just going to take that frame, line it up. I'm not looking directly over it. I'm going to try to line it up. And have I got it?
Yep.
In the right spot?
Good.
There we go. And there you go. Now you have a box like so.
And if you want to turn it that way,
there we go. There's another element on the back. This is the little easel for the back. And when you see this, you're going to see a score line right here where it's going to end up being, let me think. There we go. It's going to end up being folded this way, and then this piece is folded down to attach it like so.
So it makes it stay open.
If you do that ahead of time, it kind of makes it easy to know right where you want to place it on the back of the frame. I'm going to remove the Ultra Tape. I know that it's going to be like this on the back of it, and then I'm just going to place it right down on the bottom edge.
You do want to figure that out before you attach it.
That works pretty good.
Yeah, and there it sits up.
Yep.
And there you go. That's what this one also has. And then when you want to mail it, just push that little circular area up and flatten that against the back.
There you go. And there are boxes for mailing these frames.
And as we said, there are extra die-cut pieces so that you can make the 3D within the image as well as alongside the frame.
I love that there are always different sentiments, etc., to add to this. You can sort of choose your sentiment.
Right. And again, that is a die-cut. So
that's a die-cut, and these are, I think, teal or blue jewel dazzles.
Right, right. Very pretty. Okay, now we talked about another one, which was the chest of drawers, and I'm kind of intrigued by this. So there it is with all sorts of goodies popping out.
Right.
These are only pushing about 1/4 of an inch, so you know, just a little bit. We've added some ribbons and dazzles, of course, and then on the inside we've got even more of the die cuts. So how does this happen?
Lots of die cuts to go around, and you've got each of those little shelves, and within each of them is something that pulls out. So lots of little sentiments that you can also decorate with more of those little notions. So each one of those is a different greeting. You could also just foam tape them in place above the drawer, but I kind of like that they come out.
Yeah, and it said wishing a very, very happy birthday.
Right.
So
great. So let me show you the construction just of the chest itself. It starts with this card base. It came like this. It was scored down the center, so I went ahead and folded it. That's a mountain fold. Now I've got that fold on the left, and then I popped out 3 of the matching drawer fronts. They come in different wood grain colors. So once you pop these out, these are also scored, ready to fold. I start by putting, for this one, the Ultra Tape on the front of these tabs. And that's something that I should point out. When I did the box, I started by putting the Ultra Tape on the back. It was on that little, here, I'm gonna like sort of peel that off a little bit so you can see. I put it on this side. That's where I put the Ultra Tape. So it was actually on the back of the artwork. On these little drawers, you want to put it on the front of the artwork, right on the front of those 2 tabs, because these are going to be folded back.
And this time you're, actually both times you're putting it on the outside flap.
Right. On that fine that outer edge.
Right.
There, I'll say it. There we go.
We'll get a word to make this work yet.
So really get those, and the same thing as the other one. You sort of want those to sit pretty flat when you're done.
Right.
And The bone folder, like I said, is always a good idea.
Helpful.
I talk about it a lot, don't I? Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go. Get those sitting in there just so. I'm going to remove the Ultra Tape covering.
Right.
And
orange liner.
For me, that Ultra Tape, it just sits right there next to my desk, ready to go whenever I'm going to do a hunky-dory.
That's right.
Okay. When you do these, you want to keep them lined up, centered as much as, yeah, but I'm going to take it about 1/8 of an inch above that bottom edge.
Okay. So in something like this, I'd recommend doing the bottom one, then the top one, then the middle one in
centered.
Yeah,
right.
Because that way you're not,
right.
It's just a little bit easier.
I think the top one, you can sort of place it where you want it, but once you put a tag in there, you don't want it extending too far past if you want to fit it into the envelope. Mm-hmm. So maybe about 1/2 inch from the top is where that one was placed, and then the other one you just center it between those two.
Right. Very good.
So that's a fun one.
And then you want to pull that sheet in that's got all the die cuts on it. So this has got all the little pieces that can fit into your drawers.
And they leave some empty ones so that you can put your own message there or just decorate it. So you just pop one of those out, and then you pop out any of the little notions and start putting them right on top of it, and you're ready to go.
And if you want to add ribbon and dazzles, you certainly can. So you have...
these are great though. Those little ribbons are the die-cut ribbons.
Oh my goodness, and they look so real.
They do. They look like a ribbon, but they're actually die-cuts.
Thank you for saying that. They really do,
I love the little buttons. Those are that's just a fun little activity to just sit and start foam taping.
And this foiling is on there, so you're not adding, you know, it's
the silver foiling is on there, but then you've got blue jewel dazzles right on top of those flowers.
Of course you do.
Why not?
Okay, scrapbookers, we said that you can also use all of this for scrapbooking, so here we are.
Right.
We need a bigger table, don't we? And
so
look
cute.
at that.
That is just adorable. So here's the little dachshund from one of the card toppers, and this has just been layered on some different colored cardstock. So
just plain cardstock.
Just plain cardstock, pinks and purples, so matted a little bit, and there's that foil to offset it. And then just in panels, so you've got a nice and beautiful little photo of a dachshund there. And then add a little journaling. And I believe that was, this is one of those frames. So if you save those pieces like this, you pop out some of the other die-cut card toppers, you can use a frame. This one isn't as big, but
you could
on your journaling. Yeah, you could do
or
that.
A photo.
You could frame a photo.
That's cute.
Great fun.
Or actually, you could put that on top of this. And
that's a great idea.
Little one on top.
It's a focus.
As we back up, you can see that the adorable scoreable foil cardstock was cut in half vertically.
Right.
And I guess in this case horizontally.
Horizontally, yeah.
And half and half. So just to expand that.
Right, and then some ribbon was wrapped around the bottom and jewel dazzles up at the top.
Sweet. And we have one more, and this is kind of a different card. This is a double easel. Now, when you look at it like this, well, okay, there's one way and there's another way, so it might be a little confusing.
Why would they do that?
Well, because when you open it, it goes like this.
It's a double twisting easel.
It is.
Really cute.
So very sweet.
And you know, that was figured out for you by Debbie, just how to do that. And I've got the cardstock here that was used on, so I can show you. This is just one piece of cardstock. It's cut 8 inches by 8 inches. Then it was, I'm going to turn it over here so you can maybe see it a little better. Then it was scored in the center horizontally. There is a cut so that you can see it was slit right on the center from this point to the center of the cardstock. So it was cut there. And then it was scored again from that point in the center out to the corners here, so like a diamond. Now I've got these little notes here to say that on this side, this is going to end up being folded down like this, and this is where the card topper is going to be glued. It was actually, she cut 2 pieces of 4-inch cardstock, so you're actually going to glue them on the back side of this. It seems kind of strange. Why wouldn't you want to put them on the front? Well, because these are going to fold over, so that might be a little easier to understand. Once you fold it over, that's going to open up like that. You glue a card topper here, And the bottom of the artwork is going to be facing toward the center, like we were talking. So this one is glued just on that corner, and this one will get glued on that corner, just on those corners, so that when it lifts up, it folds only along, oh, I better fold that first so that I can. It's going to be folded like that, so that when it opens up, it twists, and it will anchor under a foam-taped border or something like that. And that's how both sides will be once both pieces are on. Okay?
So there is the finished.
Right.
And in this case, Debbie took one of the border pieces, put that on foam tape. She added a couple of other message die cuts right there, but this is reading, "A little birdie told me someone very special is on their way."
Right. So you can see that you have to orient it a certain way so that when it's standing up, it reads this way. But I just think that's a really ingenious little look.
I do too. And notice this is in pink and purple, so it could be boy or girl. And "Hello, little one" is the message right there. So
Very
just
sweet.
another. And this will be in the gallery, I assume.
Absolutely.
So you have all sorts of things. Certainly the variety of shapes with that patchwork frame, the chest. Those, the
the
teapot.
sewing table, or the sewing machine, and those are just fun. It's just a really fun and cute collection.
And as you said, 563 die cuts. You just can't go wrong.
Definitely not.